What's up, guys? Hope you're all having an amazing day. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I would like to talk to you guys about a road trip that I took with Anna just about a week ago. And this trip has been on my mind for a while. I just wanted to do a short trip, just like I used to back in the days, and take some photos along the way. Avoid the freeways, just take the back roads, take some photos, have fun, and of course, bring you guys with me. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing the trip with you guys as well as the photos, and I hope you enjoy this episode. The first stop that we had to make on this trip was to stop at Kawa House. Kawa House is a new coffee shop that has opened downtown Columbus. Actually, right in the same building that I used to live, and I wish they were still there or they had opened earlier whilst I lived in that building, but unfortunately they came right after I'd moved. But I just love the idea of new coffee shops downtown, and especially it's being like a cultural coffee shop, which Yemen coffee shop. They serve some amazing chai, and it's absolutely one of my favorites that I've had. I mean, since I've lived here in Columbus. So yeah, we definitely had to make a stop and get ourselves some chai and some coffee, and then head to the local camera store because as I'm filming right now on my Fuji SD5, it's all rigged up, and I wanted a few things before we hit the road because I wanted to bring the camera with me and record some video with it, test it out, see how I like the rig that I have put on. It was good that I did because now I know what I need to add on what I need to take off and all of that. So yeah, quick stop at the coffee shop, quick stop at the camera store, and as you can see, it's one of my favorite stores, camera stores in Columbus to visit. So if you are in Columbus and you are looking for film cameras, anything photography, videography related, I really recommend you checking out World of Photography. Gary, smile, you on camera. Here on this trip, I brought my Fuji GSW690 and my Leica M5 with the Summilux, actually, Summilux 35 Summilux 1.4 that my friend Dave is letting me borrow. I was excited to bring this combo because for a while now I've been trying to kind of figure out a one setup 35 or just like a combination of 35 and 120 that is easy to travel with, easy to bring along. And I think so far this is my favorite setup that I've had, as well as far as medium format and 35 is concerned. The plan was to shoot more black and white in the M5 and then color in the 120, which something happened and I'm kind of bumped out, but we had some solutions to it. So I'll share that with you guys as the video proceeds. We stumbled upon this diner and it just looked like something out of the world. It was just ready to be photographed, and luckily for us it was a day that it was closed down, so there wasn't people in there or people going in and out, and there wasn't anybody there to question what are you doing, why are you photographing this diner. So we spent some time there and took some photos, just quite a lot of photos actually. But here comes the unfortunate thing that happened. Like I mentioned, the plan was to shoot 120 color film in the Fuji and then black and white in the M5. Well, as I came home and I developed the RAW, I made a big mistake. I shouldn't have. I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, but I took the chances and I lost because the chemicals that I had been sitting for a while. And even though, like I said, I knew that something could go bad, I don't know why I just gambled and wished that it would work, but it didn't. 2 rolls of film I developed in that weak chemical, and rolls came out empty. So yeah, that was that. I lost 2 rolls of Portra 400, the only Portra 400 that I brought on this trip. I lost them both. So any photos that I took on the Fuji, probably whilst we were on the road, I missed all of that. And as this video goes on, when you see the BTS, some of the amazing locations that we were at, I lost them all. But luckily, I kind of also took some of the same photos on the black and white. So I guess that is one of the reasons why I wasn't completely bumped out, because I knew I had the black and white, even though the color, would have been amazing. But that's it. I've learned my lessons. You don't have to trust all these chemicals when they are sitting for a while, just a couple months. Even though I'm very careful with, especially with the color, I mostly would develop even 10 rolls instead of the normal like 24 that Sinister recommend. I the max I have pushed these chemicals is like 12 rolls of film, and I'm done with it. But again, I've learned my lessons, and I hope you learned something from this as well. Don't be me. Don't push your luck way too much, and just get fresh chemicals so that you don't lose photos on a trip. One of the many towns that we drove through was a town called Hillsboro, Ohio. We were pretty hungry and we wanted to stop somewhere to have lunch. This place was very interesting because the restaurant that we went to, that we ate at, it was called the Porch. The vibe in there like didn't match, and not in a bad way, but the vibe in the restaurant didn't match the rest of the town, which was very interesting. So we went in there just to get something to eat, and that ended up being a really nice place, really nice people. I got myself some Philly cheesesteak as I was watching the game as well. There was about 3 football matches that was going on that day that I didn't want to miss. So I was watching as we were on the trip, whilst trying to take photos and record videos at the same time. It was a lot, and I loved it all. But as you guys can see, as soon as we were done eating and we came out to one of the most amazing views ever. The rain, whilst we were eating in the restaurant, it started raining outside, and when we were done and came outside, the sun was just amazing, the way it was kissing the buildings around there. And then there was a double rainbow. And this is the part that I'm really, really sad, because all the photos that I took, especially the color ones, I lost them all. And this nut is trying to get into my mouth. You're not invited. So yeah, I missed all the color photos that I took of this amazing light, double rainbow, rainy. The roads were shiny and amazing. If you watch Hollywood movies, they even like put water down on the roads, just to make it look good on camera. And this was natural water that was like on the roads with a beautiful light and double rainbow. But we ended up taking it on black and white, so I'm not really pissed, but I'm very disappointed that I lost all those photos on the color. So after that disappointment, well, in the video I wasn't disappointed because I was super excited, but after that we had to get gas, and on our way, there was just the double rainbow was just so amazing in this spot, at the gas station. And I did take this photo that I vividly remember. The double rainbow was just right over the canopy of the gas station, and there was this lady and the husband taking photos and as well as getting gas. And the photo that I took, I was super excited to see, but unfortunately now it is gone and nowhere to be found. Only the film that I took it on saw the photo, but not me. But I did end up taking a few ones on the black and white, which they are okay. It's not anything that I'm very happy and proud of, but at least I got something instead of not having anything at all. And then finally, we left that town, continued the journey. There wasn't much. You would think when you are driving through, the Midwest, when you're driving through the back roads, there'll be some really interesting things. I mean, a few, but most of it was just corn and just a bunch of beans and just empty fields. And sometimes when you're lucky, you stumble upon some little gems, but a lot of it was just nothing. So yeah, we drove all the way through those, hopefully looking out for some interesting finds, but we had a goal, and the goal was to have a road trip and have fun, and that is what we did. So initially, when we planned on going on this trip, the plan was to go to Indiana. But then I thought about it, and Anna's sister went to school in Kentucky. It's called Berea. And she still lives there and is teaching there right now. So I thought, what if we surprise her instead of going to Indiana, drive to Kentucky and surprise her? It was going to be late. We knew we were going to get there around like 10, 11 p.m., which we ended up getting there way later than we initially thought we would. So yeah, we decided to surprise her. And I'm glad we did, because we really made her night. And she was a little bit confused as to what we were doing there and why we were there at that time, but I'm glad we did. They both were happy to see each other, and I was happy to be there.
That is so funny. I thought it was tripping. I was like, what are you talking about?
So yeah, that was it for the night. The first day, a little bit of disappointment after I developed the film, but I was excited for the next day. As we leave Anna's sister's place, we drove to the hotel, settled in, got some sleep, and woke up in the morning ready to hit the downtown of Lexington. What would be a really good road trip in the Midwest without visiting the good old Waffle House? I mean, if you know me, you know Waffle House is my place. It's my favorite restaurant, actually. I cheated on Waffle House a few days ago, but that is not what we're gonna talk about here. Um, Unfortunately, I found something better, but I still love Waffle House. You go to Waffle House not for just the food, but the experience that you get there. So, and I love their tea. Their tea is one of the best that I've had. I haven't had their coffee because, again, I'm not really a coffee drinker, even though I have had coffee more than I've ever had in my life. Influenced by Anna, but anyway, I still love my tea, and Waffle House has one of the best teas that I've ever had. So yeah, we stopped at Waffle House to have some breakfast, and then we continue our journey. The downtown area is not as vibrant as any other big city. We went to a really nice coffee shop just to like kind of sit there and chat for a minute and just take in some rest because it was super hot that day. But we ended up walking around downtown Lexington for a minute. I took a few photos there, nothing really amazing. There was this car that was parked by the side of the road, which I was excited about. And I think that was one of the photos that I was really excited about. And then also, I ended up taking some portrait of Anna's sister, and I'm really glad I did because they were some of my favorite of being in Lexington that day. Really, really amazing portrait. She looks very, very pretty, and she really makes good portraits. So I couldn't help myself. putting her against the wall, using those wall leading lines to take some portrait of her. And I'm very happy with the results that I got. Now, if you travel through the Midwest, like I mentioned, one of the things you will see is just corn, beans, farmhouses, just flat lands, barns, and sometimes horses. So we stumbled upon this horse farm, and even though I am not that confident getting too close to horses, but I did. But unfortunately, again, I lost some of the photos that I took at this point on color, but this time I had loaded the Kodak Gold that I brought. So I brought two Portra 400, two Kodak Gold. I have not been a fan of Kodak Gold because the first few times that I've shot them, I didn't really like the results I got. So these two rolls I've had for a really long time, and I almost didn't bring it, and I would have really regretted not bringing it because that saved the day. So I brought those, ended up shooting those two, and I really love the results that I got. Nothing really special, but I'm glad at least I got some color photos on this trip. So we spent quite a few time on this horse farm and just photographing the horse and photographing the environment that they were there. Who will see all these horses and just drive past them? And the journey continued. More farms, more horses. We came across this field that what caught my eye is the tree in the middle of the field. I wish I had, my composition. I had changed the way I photographed it, especially this photo where I was framing the tree in between the fences. I wish I was kind of a little higher and put the tree like gives it a little bit of horizon and not just the wood that was kind of blocking the bottom part of the tree. But I learned my lessons. Again, these are moments where you wish you like slow down and paid attention to all your frames and looking through the camera, trying to figure out the best composition to photograph. So we didn't take much videos from here, but I did continue to take some photos, and here are some of the photos that I took without, BTS video. And in all, that is it for the video. I really appreciate you guys watching. I had fun, we had fun. Unfortunately, like I said, I lost 2 rows, which I'm sure it would have been really amazing because of some of the photos that we took. But on our way back, we stopped in a few towns. There was Paris, Kentucky. I've never been to Paris, but I think I've visited Paris' cousin here in Ohio or here in the US, and all the way in Kentucky we have Paris, Kentucky. So yeah, we stopped in there. There was, instead of one giant Eiffel Tower, they had 4 mini ones, so it was fun to see those. Every shop in there was closed. There was a few galleries that I wish they were open for us to visit, but it was a Sunday and it was, I think, past 5 p.m. so there was nothing. But yeah, I'm glad you guys came along with us and watched this video. If you made it all the way this far, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my Instagram. I'm gonna have it on the screen here. I'm gonna leave all them in the description too. And please check out our magazine, KBANA Magazine. We really appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, go take a road trip of yours, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.